So yesterday you wrote about where the turtles live. Now today we learned about what? What did we learn about when we did our read aloud?
What they eat.
So what a turtle eats. So we're going to come up with a heading, and we will write our heading right here because we're going to leave a little bit of space to help organize information. And we want to pick. So this in the heading in the book was what they eat, and then we talked about as a class some examples of headings. We said turtle food, what turtles like to eat, or what turtles eat. What heading do you think you want to use in your writing?
I don't need running commentary. What turtles like to eat?
So what turtles like to eat. So that would be a great heading. So let's start that right there with what turtles like to eat. I will help you just when I'm done, okay?
Okay.
Yes. So what turtles like to eat. So it's also on the board if you want to see how it's spelled there, okay? And then we're going to talk about, we'll let you finish that heading, and then we're going to talk about what information we're going to include into that heading, okay? So now we've got our heading down. What turtles like to eat. Okay. So, what are some things that we learned that turtles like to eat?
I know, but I don't
so,
know
what kind of turtle ate birds?
snapping turtles.
Okay, so snapping turtles they eat birds. What else do they eat?
And little. You should know.
Small. Do you remember what that word was? Small mammals. Okay, so let's put that down. Snapping turtles eat birds, small mammals. What else do they eat? Do you remember what else they ate? They ate fish. And then if you look back, there was one more thing. It also lives in a pond and it's green.
And frogs.
And frogs. So that's a great thing to include under that heading. So you can first talk about snapping turtles. So snapping turtles like to eat. And then we said birds, small mammals, fish, and frogs. Okay? So there's what we can write for our first piece of information in this heading, okay? So you've got your heading, what turtles can eat. So what information do we want to add into that heading? So what are some things that turtles can eat? Well, after we do a heading, we want to start underneath it, okay? See how you did it here for turtles' habitat, and then you started your writing underneath.
Because I did right on the line.
I know. So let's start our writing underneath our heading. So what are some things turtles can eat?
Well, they could eat.
Now, remember, we want to start a sentence, so we don't want to just put the word fish down. We want to put that into a sentence.
I know.
So what would be a good sentence to say?
I was just going to draw for you.
What would be a good sentence to start with? What word do we want to start with, maybe?
What?
Well, think about what do you want to say? You said fish, so what did you want to say?
Turtles could eat fish.
There's a great sentence. Turtles can eat fish.
And I won't do and. I would just do those things.
You want to do commas and add more stuff because you're gonna make a list of things.
Huh?
So what else other than fish? What else can they eat?
I didn't finish turtles.
Okay. So turtles. And remember, what do we do at the start of a sentence? What kind of letter goes at the very start?
Yeah,
Capital.
I keep on getting confused with capitals. I can't say now.
Capitals. So, okay. So there we go. So turtles can eat fish, and then you're gonna add to your list. So I think that's a great idea that you want to use commas. Okay. So you're adding more information. You've got your heading. What does turtle? So you want to say what do turtles eat? So let's do some revising right here. Let's edit this. So instead of saying what does turtles eat, you say what do turtles eat. So we want to erase the ES. You know what you can do is just put an X through it. Just cross it out.
Like these?
Yeah, perfect. So what do turtles eat? Turtles eat spiders and bugs and flies. Snapping turtles are omnivores. What does it mean to be an omnivore?
They eat meat and plants.
So they eat meat and plants. So what are some examples of meat and plants that snapping turtles eat? What did we learn that snapping turtles eat?
Fish.
Fish. Okay. So a fish is an example of a meat. What about a plant? What's a plant that a snapping turtle eats? Do you remember?
I didn't know spelling.
Hold on. Let's worry about the spelling.
Zebra? No. Zebras live on the plains of Africa where there's no sea.
Okay. So they eat.
This is algae. This is a tiny
So they eat, you said fish.
And so you get a bunch of it like this, that looks kind of slimy. Okay, or you get it like this on the top of the water.
So fish, what else do they eat? What's a plant that they eat?
And look at this guy's collecting.
Berry.
Does a snapping turtle eat berries? What were some of the examples we talked about snapping turtles eating?
Leaves.
Eat this too.
Not leaves. Do you remember those things in the pond? We said that they looked like green pancakes.
Okay. Yeah.
What were the things that were like, kind of like green pancakes floating in the pond?
They're Minecraft.
It's full of vitamins.
They're in Minecraft too?
Yeah.
It's full of vitamins when you eat it. So turtles eat it.
Really bad.
Lily pads. Okay.
And really bad. That was about really bad.
Lily pads, I want you to try and just sound it out. Okay. Lily.
Really? That's not really.
You're close. Now you need to, so you've got the lil sound, now you need Lee. L.
L. Lee.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Lily, and then pads.
Pads. Oh. Pancakes. Pads.
Lily pad, well, they are like pancakes, okay. So, I think that's great, because now you've explained something that's omnivore because they eat meat and
Do you know what insect
d, z at the end. Which way does an S go?
Boss of Dave. Take away again on the bottom. Do it is.
There we go. Okay, so there we go. So now we've explained how snapping turtles are omnivores because they eat fish and lily pads. What about, there's a turtle that's a herbivore. Do you remember what kind of turtle's a herbivore? I remember it was a certain color. What color was the turtle that only ate plants? Starts with a G. So the green turtle?
Green turtle.
So we can write down green turtles are herbivores because they eat mostly seaweed. That would be another good piece of information. Okay? Alright. So I love the way you've organized your writing because you've got headings where turtles live, and you've got what turtles eat. Your opener is fantastic. You talk about, did you know that turtles can be omnivores, herbivores, or carnivores? So you use talking to the reader and a fact to open it. Now you tell me something. Most turtles eat insects such as, insects.
Insects
Now,
on the board, I'm not helping.
Insects such as, are fish, shellfish, and seaweed, are those examples of insects? Because if we say the word such as, we would give examples of insects. What are some examples of insects that you wanted to give?
Flies.
Okay, so we can just put a little caret in here, and we can add flies.
Fish is an insect.
A fish is an insect?
No, I just erased the fish, but I'm bunch of flies.
Okay.
I should remember.
Now, then you say shellfish. So when I see this, I still think that's an insect. So we need to change that and add some more words to say that. So most turtles eat insects such as flies or animals like fish, shellfish. So we'll just add some more. We'll just do a little caret. We don't need to erase it because
Snapping turtles have very strong jaws. In fact, very big snapping turtles, if you stuck your arm out in a snapping turtle, could break your arm. That's how strong their jaw is. Okay? So, yes, they can eat the whole animal. Hey, Gina?
okay.
We're not talking about birds right now, honey, unless you're talking about what snapping turtles eat. I don't see a title on there.
So I like that revision. So insects such as flies or animals like fish, shellfish. Then we have seaweed or water plants. Now you said the snapping turtle can eat frogs, birds, and small mammals. So you give me an example of a turtle that's a carnivore. Have you given me an example of a turtle that's a herbivore yet?
Oh, green turtle.
Okay, and why are green turtles herbivores? What do they eat?
They seaweed.
So I think that's something that we want to add because we talked about how turtles can be omnivores. So you give me examples of ones that are omnivores. You give me an example of a carnivore. Now we want to add an example of a herbivore. Okay, so there's our next step. We're going to write about green turtles, okay?